Hey, this is Hans. It's time for the Ramen Raiders Top 10 Taiwanese Instant Noodles of All Time, 2018 edition. Wow, hardly feels like a year's gone by. It's time for another list. Here we go. At number 10, we have 3 meters with their spicy taste variety. The noodles are great. They've got a nice gauge, really good hearty chew to them. And the flavor on this one, it's not all spicy, it's not all salty. It's a perfect blended marriage of both, and I really appreciated that on this variety. It just really worked a lot better than a lot of the straight Sichuan pepper varieties that I've tried in the past. So yeah, kudos on this one. At number 9, we have Bubu with their Maju Manchan Hua-Tiau chicken flavor. It's got a noodle that's got a very premium chew to it, definitely a hallmark of Taiwanese varieties. However, it's got a combination of matsu wine and wolfberry that's augmented to a very tasty chicken broth. And it all binds together in a very premium way and comes across perfectly. Very impressed with this one and definitely recommend it. At number 8, we have Kiki with their scallion oil and soy sauce noodles. They've got a nice thin noodle married with this perfect balance of scallion oil and soy sauce. So you're thinking, what's so crazy about that? That doesn't seem like there's a lot going on. But that's kind of one of the really great things that I've found in Taiwanese instant noodle varieties and dry noodle varieties. The fact that they take very simple things and make something truly amazing out of them. And this is definitely a prime example of that. Good stuff, masters of simplicity. At number 7, we've got a-sha with their Danzai noodle. Now, this one, the noodle is different from everything I've talked about so far. The noodle is flat, and I believe this is what they consider to be their Mandarin noodle. The flavor has a little spiciness, a little saltiness, and a savoriness that I can't put my finger on. But it's a flavor that I've had in the times that I've been in Taiwan, and to me, it just screams Taiwan. It's so good. Definitely, if you have this available to you, get it. Back again at number 6, we have 3 meters with their shallot taste variety. Again, really great noodles with a nice chew to them, and the flavor is just perfect. It's just got this really good shallot taste. It's a little sweet. This whole mastery of simplicity thing coming around again. Yeah, I highly recommend these. Very good, delicious stuff. And at number 5 is Zhang Noodle with their scallion with Sichuan pepper flavor. For one thing, the noodle has kind of a scalloped thin edge. It's a broader noodle, and the center line going down it is thicker. So you almost get the mouthfeel and texture of a noodle that's thick and thin at the same time, which is pretty unique. Another thing is the fact that the marriage of the Sichuan pepper oil with the scallion flavor, it just works so well. I mean, yeah, this, if you haven't had this one, you are really missing out, because it's just got a really good savory flavor. Not too much spicy, not too much salty, not too much of anything, and it just like blends together perfectly well. So yeah, I love this stuff. Check it out. Alright, and at number 4, we have Little Cook Thailand Green Curry Instant Noodle. Now, on one of the trips that I took to Taiwan, I had seen a video about this stuff before I left, and I was like, I hope I can find this. This looks interesting. Well, I did, and I brought it home, and I'm glad I found it. So the deal is, with many Taiwanese varieties, if you're not from Taiwan, you probably won't know about this, there are many bowls and packs which you enjoy as a dry noodle with a sauce, and there's a sachet to have a separate soup. This is one of those. You have a bowl that you do the noodles in, drain them off into another bowl where you stir up a soup, and you put the retort pouch in, which is full of peas and chicken, stir that up, and you have them side by side. You sip the soup, and you eat the noodles. It's fantastic, and it has a really great green curry flavor. Don't miss this. If you can find it, you're gonna love this one. All right, at number 3, we have Sabon Mian traditional shallot and onion oil noodle. These are amazing. First off, this is a straight noodle. They're long, straight noodles. Now you boil those up, they come out nice, thick, chewy, and then you just lavish them with this wonderful sauce and flavor. Oh, it's like eating candy. As far as I'm concerned, this is where it's at, folks, and you gotta get some and try it. And then at number 2, we have TTL with their carbonara and white wine sauce noodle. You know how I mentioned one previously that's a soup and a noodle dish? Same here. This one you have carbonara there's a big sauce sachet. It's called a retort pouch. It basically it's made of metal, and it has meat and white sauce. There's a separate sachet with white wine in it that goes in. And you also have a sipping soup, which is kind of a creamy, chickeny kind of thing. It is sensational, and it just doesn't seem like a flavor that would come out of Taiwan, but it comes out of Taiwan with a bullet. It's super good. Get it. And finally, in at number 1 for the second year in a row, we have Mom's Dry Noodle with their Dan Dan Noodle. And basically, the only way I can think to describe these, they take all the aspects that I love of Taiwanese food and dry noodle and marry it all together. There's a savoriness, a spiciness, there's a Sichuan pepperiness, a sweetness. It's just everything working in tandem and in harmony and balance. Yeah, that's really all I can say about it. You really need to try it. It's got its own thing going on, and it works so well, and I am very impressed by it. All right, well, hey, thank you very much for watching. This has been I don't know how many years I've been doing this, but I'm doing it for quite a few, and it's enjoyable to do every year because people from Taiwan just keep sending me varieties to try, and I'm learning more about Taiwanese food, learning more about culture, taste. It's great. It's a really fun thing to do. A couple things I ought to mention. I have 2 new shows, one that's been going on for a little bit of time. One's called Instant Noodle Recipe Time, and basically, every time I do a review, I've got to sit down and cook it up, right? Well, I invite you to come and watch. And that's what that show is. So you can find that on the YouTube channel. Also, there's a new show I'm doing with my lovely wife, Kit, called The Chocolate Break. She's not as into noodles as I am. I don't know many people who are. So I thought, what about chocolate? And so that's how it started. Actually, the name of the show comes from something my older son said one time. We took him to the zoo, and he was like 4 or 5 years old, and he asked if we could stop for a minute and take a chocolate break. Which we were like, what? Yeah, so that's where the name of the show comes from. We'll be trying chocolate from basically anywhere we can get it all over the world. So yeah, tune in for that. All right, well, cool. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Hans the Ramen Raider, wishing you enjoyment of your noodles every day. Have a good one. Bye.